watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the hammer Damon Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes. Tonight's Jersey Shore podcast starts now.
Remember that nothing worth doing is ever easy. You'll have bad moments. You gotta love what you're doing. And if you don't, just do something else. Keep standing up always for your values. Keep loving your country. And one of the most important things, never, ever quit. Never quit. Then ask yourself, what imprint will you leave in the sands of history? What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth? Did we take risks? Did we dare to defy expectations? Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth. Will be a warrior for our country and for your family. I know that each of you will do what is right, not what is the easy way. And that you will be true to yourself and your country and your beliefs. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jersey Shore podcast. It's S-U-R-E because we are always shore, brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. This is a special edition. Now, I didn't think I was going to come on today, and neither did my special guest, Jack Brangan, that's going to be on in a moment. But the special edition, we have breaking news, and that's what the podcast is going to be called for today. It's breaking news. So we're going to do one segment, play a bunch of clips, and go through everything that's happened today and other things too, and how people reacted to it as well. So I'm just going to go into a quick monologue real quick, and I'll just tell you something. And Nicolas Maduro and his wife are finally being cornered at the 2020 after the 2020 U.S. indictment. Then I want to say something for the political class hates to hear. It's about damn time. I mean, for years, Americans were told to sit down, shut up, and accept weakness as diplomacy. We were told accountability was rude, borders were optional, and strength was somehow immoral. And under Joe Biden, that weakness became officially U.S. policy. Weakness at the border, weakness on the world stage, weakness that let drugs pour into this country and kill hundreds of thousands of Americans. And I'm not good with that. I hope you're not either. It's not compassion, it's surrender if you allow that to happen. And this is exactly why Donald Trump was elected. Love him or hate him. And believe me, I know he rubs people the wrong way. Donald Trump does something no president in my lifetime has done consistently. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. That's transparency. That's leadership. That's action. So the so-called liberal elites out there, they hate him because not because he's wrong, but because he exposes them. They've been offended for so long that they think, offense itself is a weapon. Now, Americans are tired of being polite while being crushed, because I know I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you can't say what you want to say. Well, it's my First Amendment right to say it, but action speaks louder than words. So I'm tired of losing hard-earned money. I'm tired of losing, watching our communities decay. Sorry, well, I put this show together like last minute because of what happened. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get through this. But we have a lot of clips that we're going to play, and I can't wait to get to them. But I'm just tired of being told that standing up, for yourself is somehow hateful or extreme. And yes, I'm offended that you're offended. And if anybody out there is offended, I'm offended that you're offended, because there's nothing wrong with it. I'm allowed to say what I can say, and we need to protect our country. So what's truly offensive is, I would say, it's what's weak, indoctrinating, thinking that, the weakness is dressed up as virtue. Chaos, it's sold as progress, failure excused as compassion. So that era is ending, and I'm happy about that. I hope it stays that way, because we're moving forward. It's America first. That's where we're at, and I'm happy that we went and did what we did. Now, I'm not happy that we had to show force and go in there and pull them out of there. But if you look at the Venezuelans, they're happy about it as well. So that's what we need to do. We need to it's peace through strength. So not peace through surrender, not peace through excuses, not peace through open borders and empty words. It's peace through strength. And whether it's standing up to foreign tyrants, securing our borders, or putting America first again, strength is back in the conversation. The world is watching. America is waking up, and the days of being walked over are coming to an end. So this is the Jersey Shore, and we're just getting started. So we bring on our special guest, Jack Brangan.
Hi, Damon. How are you tonight?
Hey, Jack. How are you?
Good.
Sorry, I had to throw it together real quick. And all the videos. Our great producer, man, he was working all day. We have a ton of clips today to play. And
I know he works hard, but he gets paid well.
Yeah. I wish he was, and so does he.
Yeah. This is a monumental day today. I mean, I what's most important is this signals the end of the. I won't say it's necessarily the end, but it's a major blow to the drug cartels, not only in Venezuela, but in Mexico and in Colombia. And finally, we're getting some protection for the citizens of the United States, in particular, the young people that are tricked into sometime taking these pills, thinking it's one thing, and in reality, it is fully laced with fentanyl. And this is coming out of Venezuela, Colombia, and Mexico, and it's about time it stops. I mean, Damon, you and I personally know a mother who lost a beautiful 15-year-old young man. It's heartbreaking. And you can draw that line from that death right to Venezuela. So, it's about time. We've been under attack for decades, and we've done nothing about it. And of course, under Joe Biden, I think he deliberately increased it in order to weaken this country and do a lot of all the ripple effects, across the voter registration, across the medical, the medical's going up, the real estate, all that sort of thing. It was all deliberate. And the insidious part is the death and heartbreak that these drugs, cause in the country. And thank God, finally, somebody is saying, stop. And Maduro, according to the news conference today, he was offered an off ramp. They said quite a generous off ramp, but when the ego gets in the way, he becomes foolish. And as they say, he fucked around and he found out.
Yes, we have that clip with Hegstad saying that.
Yeah.
So we'll bring it up in a minute. But we have a ton of clips, like I said, we're going to play. But I am tired of it, Jack. I really am. We work too hard, and we need to protect this country. And I don't care if someone's offended. You can't do that. You can't blow up these Coke boats that are coming over here. You can't. No, I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You have to protect yourself. I have a family. I have my home. And my home, I'm going to protect my home. No one is going to bring something into my home or steal something from me at all. I'm going to protect it. And that's our country. It's our home. And that's what we have to do. Yeah. We got to get back to that.
See, the other thing, the other piece of this, of course, I predate you and other people on the show, but I remember growing up where Venezuela was one of the most modern countries in the world. I mean, it was very prosperous. It was roughly equivalent to the United States. It was a wonderful country. And likewise with Cuba. Cuba was the playground for America. It was a booming economy in Cuba. And it was socialism that brought these countries down. And I think
you're right about
particularly delicious that Maduro is going to be held in jail in New York City, right in Mamdani's socialist jail cell. And I think that's particularly satisfying.
I just don't know why people don't see that. You're right about Cuba. Cuba was very prosperous. I mean, it was booming. It was in the Godfather movies. They were going over there. They were building it up, and then they had their revolution, and then they just wiped everything out. They went to socialism, and it doesn't work. And I don't understand how people don't see that. I mean, all you have to do is pick up a book or look back in history and see that it doesn't work. But I don't know why they don't do it, but it never works. Yeah, capitalism is number one.
Yeah. So the red flags are for socialism. This is what happened in Cuba, is that the government rewrote the laws that ultimately allowed them to take over businesses. That what used to be private companies were taken over by the state. Now, we'll watch Mamdani. He is going to start changing things like real estate laws and that sort of thing. And if he, I thought I read somewhere that in any realtor, I might have part of this messed up, but if there is a distressed piece of real estate that the owner cannot put it out on the market, he's got to give first dibs to like nonprofits. Well, that nonprofit may be the city, disguised by the city, something propped up by him and the city of New York, of which they would take control. But that's what happened to Cuba. And when you look at the pictures of Cuba now, it's like they're frozen in time, like in 1959. All the cars, everything is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they have the old cars and they have to rebuild their engines, stuff like that. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, we have a lot of clips to play, Jack. So
okay,
we'll go. There'll be more clips than us talking on this.
Okay.
But we'll just touch on them after each clip. So let's roll the first clip here.
We will secure our borders. We will stop the terrorists. We will crash the cartels, and we will defend our citizens against all threats, foreign and domestic. Other presidents may have lacked the courage or whatever to defend America, but I will never allow terrorists and criminals to operate with impunity against the United States. This extremely successful operation should serve as warning to anyone who would threaten American sovereignty or endanger American lives. Very importantly, the embargo on all Venezuelan oil remains in full effect. The American Armada remains poised in position, and the United States retains all military options until United States demands have been fully met and fully satisfied. All political and military figures in Venezuela should understand what happened to Maduro can happen to them, and it will happen to them if they aren't just fair, even to their people. The dictator and terrorist Maduro is finally gone in Venezuela. People are free. They're free again. It's been a long time for them, but they're free. America is a safe.
So, Jack, that's one of many clips there. We'll have another one from Trump. The Hegseth will be next. We'll just keep rolling through them. But
Yeah.
he's right about that. America will be free. I mean, you have to, peace through strength is the most important thing. That's why, like I said before, if you look on my wall that's over here, I have Ronald Reagan's entire speech. He was my favorite president, even though he was president when I was born. But I always looked at what he did. And I see that in Trump. Trump's a little, raunchier.
What's important here is that the American exceptionalism, the exceptional nature of America is that we will risk our lives for freedom for another country. There's very few countries that will do that. Now, we will bring our military in to free. I mean, basically, Vietnam we were trying to free that country. Now, we didn't need Vietnam, but that is what makes America exceptional. We will fight for freedom for another country, and we fought for freedom for Venezuela. Now they're going to be free. What Trump is doing now, that Clinton did not do in Libya, where she ousted the leader and then walked away. Trump is saying, no, we're not going to walk away. We're going to stick around and make sure we get the right government in there. And, maybe we'll start selling the oil. And these were all American companies. And, to many times, he said during the speech today, for the benefit of the people of Venezuela.
Yeah, I just want to get one straight to it, and the benefit of the United States. So
and the United States.
I don't have blinders on that. We're not doing this because it's going to benefit us. But I believe this type of strategy and everything. But you got to stop the drugs coming in. You're killing Americans. Okay, so you go with that, and then it's like, all right, well then let's free Venezuela. And he even said you're going to benefit them and reimburse them from the money that was stolen from Maduro. But he also said, and reimburse the United States of America. So it's a win-win for both people.
It is. I think it's exciting for Venezuela to get back to the beautiful country that they were. And, I think what's going to be more exciting is to watch Cuba, come into the real world now. That's very undefined at this point. But the oil that Cuba relied on came from Venezuela, and now it's coming from Trump.
Yeah, exactly. And they're over in Cuba right now. They're going crazy right now. They're kind of getting starved out with the oil because Trump seized those boats and everything else. So
that's right.
But it's fine. It's like, you know what? It's FAFO, like you said. So let's roll this next clip.
He effed around and he found out. President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country. Deadly serious about stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And deadly serious about reestablishing American deterrence and dominance in the Western Hemisphere. This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity of the American people. This is America first. This is peace through strength. And under President Trump, America.
I'm pretty sure he said America is going to prosper after that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't put it any better than Hegseth.
Yeah. I mean, it's about time that we have a set of balls, let's say.
Right.
I mean, really. under like Biden, I'll go back to Barack Obama, even George Bush. But they ruined this country. I mean, Obama started it with the whole race baiting stuff, and then under Biden, he was just a dead guy walking. That's it. He didn't do anything at all. He had nothing. But it's finally to show peace through strength again, and I like that about this. And I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to. It's not like that I wanted people to dominate and all over the globe. But if you're going to help somebody out, it's kind of the art of the deal. Okay, I'm going to come here. I'm going to remove this guy. He was indicted in 2020 under Joe Biden, by the way, in New York. Maduro was. So Trump looked at it and said, okay, well, he's still sending drugs here. Let's go yank him out of there and let's free Venezuela. But we're going to make a deal with you. And you're going to help out the United States, and we're going to help you guys out as well. And, building allies. That's the way I see it.
I think this is a very strong message, not only to the world, but in particular, Iran. I mean, it was only a week ago where Trump warned them, just don't start shooting on your own people, that we are locked and loaded. So, this action here in Venezuela is sort of could be a dress rehearsal for Iran again. So the world is watching.
Yeah, it's a dress rehearsal for the whole entire world.
Yeah,
and we'll get to a clip later on. It's probably clip number 15 or so. This woman, but we'll touch base on that there, where she names all of our enemies in there.
okay.
I'll save it for then. But let's roll the next clip.
Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. We're a respected country again, like never before. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was more important.
Well, I guess our producer ran that twice to repeat it because it was important.
That's important. This was as clean as it can be. I did hear a couple were injured, but this could have gone wrong. I mean, Jimmy Carter tried it, and that turned out to be a disaster. And of course, Joe Biden in Afghanistan, who, that was a complete and total of the worst type, lost in lives, and that entire air base was handed over to the Chinese. It's truly was an embarrassment, but that's what makes Trump a leader. That he's the type of leader that people want to do their best for him, because I think he's on the right side of history, right side of truth. He's doing the right thing. He's a just leader, and I think that's why people would do that. Go the extra mile to try to be as good as they can be.
Yeah, no, you're right. And make no mistake, Trump has a huge ego, and that's fine with me. A leader needs to have that. Now, right. I don't agree with 100% of what he does, and nobody should. No one should agree with 100% of anything people does. That's why you have a debate. That's why you talk about it. But when you have somebody like Donald Trump that steps in and does what is necessary, and he doesn't care if he pisses this person off or that person off, and it works. And when everything he's doing is working. I mean, there's other things. I mean, the tariffs and everything else. I'm still wishy-washy about that. Sometimes when he says certain things like that he shouldn't have said, I'm like, oh, come on, man. Why'd you have to say that? But he's doing a job as a leader, and a leader needs to have an ego. He needs to want to win.
Right.
That his ego is going to get him there, because if like Biden didn't have it. And he go to where that he didn't want to win. He just was thrown in there as a dead man.
Yeah. So what happened to Maduro? I mean, the Ayatollahs are looking at that and saying this can happen to us.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, we could go in and pluck them out just as easily.
Yeah, you don't think Putin's looking at this? I mean, this was a show. This wasn't just for Venezuela. This was a show of strength for Putin to back down because he's not dealing with Trump. He's not doing what Trump wants. But if we're still going to fund Ukraine, yeah, we are. But I'm okay with it for now. I mean, we've been funding way too much, but I think that Trump is doing everything. Every move that he makes is a chess move, and
Right.
he's going to show strength. I mean, you haven't heard anything from North Korea. Never heard a peep out of them. You know,
No.
so I think Kim Jong-un realizes, oh shit, Trump's back in office. I need
Oh yeah,
down.
yeah.
So,
They would be the easiest to take care of, I think. But
yeah.
who knows?
Well, they have nukes though. That's the only thing. But so you got to be careful with that. But I don't know. I just think if you poke your chest out and show the strength, and I'm not the type of person where it's like, all right, I want to bully you around. But on the world stage, you have to do that. You have bad actors out there everywhere. That everyone wants your stuff. Everyone wants to take what you have, and you have to protect it. And you protect it through peace through strength.
Mm-hmm.
So we got another clip. I think this one is Rubio coming up.
You were one of the only people to watch this all play out live. What was Maduro doing when the U.S. forces entered what I assume would be his home? And also, was there any point where the U.S. was considering if Maduro pushed back or resisted killing Maduro?
It could have happened. It could have happened. He was trying to get into a safe place. You know, the safe place is all steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast. They went through the opposition so fast. And there was a lot of opposition. You know, people were wondering, do we get him by surprise? Sort of surprised, but they were waiting for something. But he was trying to get to a safe place, which wasn't safe because we would have had the door blown up in about 47 seconds, they say on average. Regardless of how thick the steel was. It was a very thick door. It was a very heavy door, but he was unable to get to that door. Eventually, ultimately, in the near future, he's going to be brought.
I like it. I like his wordplay there. About 47 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 47 president.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't catch that. That's good.
Yeah. I just picked it up just now. Even though we cut the clips and went over them, when I just thought about it now, I was like 47 seconds. But Devin is typing in. And Devin, thanks for joining again in the chat box. So anybody out there, you can, there he goes. Put it on the screen. So anybody wants to ask a question or make a statement, put it on there. We have a lot of videos to play, so Jack and I are going to go through it. So we'll try to get to you guys if you put something out there. So what do you think about the whole 47 comment? I love how he merges things in all together. Everything is a play.
Yeah, the first time I heard that, I thought there was actually 47 seconds that they had this time down precisely. But now that you bring it up, would not be beyond Trump to sort of finagle that time to match up with his presidency. So. Yeah.
When he talked about what was the when they bombed Iran? What was it? Midnight Hammer.
Yeah, Midnight Hammer.
Yeah, I could just see him saying, "Well, what is it? When's it going to happen? It's going to be at midnight, sir." Okay, and he goes, "You know what? It's going to be at midnight, and we're going to drop the hammer. Let's call it Midnight Hammer."
Yeah, that's probably not anything more than that.
Yeah.
But, I didn't see J.D. Vance anywhere today. I was wondering, he was sort of, his absence was a little conspicuous.
I was wondering about that too. I didn't see him at all.
I got to believe he was part of it, but I wonder if they try to keep the two of them not in the same place at the same time. Right, for security. Reasons.
Yeah, well, and they were in Mar-a-Lago too. They weren't at the White House,
right?
Press conference, so maybe it's not as secure as the White House.
Right.
So I don't know. So, well, listen, they tried to kill Trump twice, so who knows?
Yeah, I think that's a part of might be a consideration. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
So, all right, so Jack, we're going to keep rolling through these because, like I said, we got a ton of them, man. So let's go with Rubio. I think he's next.
He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actually.
Yeah, that's another aspect of it. China, in our backyard in South America.
Yeah,
this is a big blow to them as well. I mean, all the way around, this is a big problem for the Chinese, the Koreans. I think even, there were some of the terrorist organizations that were in Venezuela as well. This is bad news for all of them. That it may be the end of the road here for because I have a feeling that Colombia is not going to be that far off, and then something's got to be done about Mexico. I mean, they're right on our border.
Yeah. One reporter actually asked a question, asked Donald Trump, do you think Colombia should watch their ass? And they actually asked the question in that manner. He said, yeah, they should watch their ass.
Yeah.
Talk about the president. But I like what Rubio said. As a president, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. Right. And I like the transparency.
Yeah. So do you think Rubio is going to be the new premier of Venezuela for 6 months?
He may be. Who knows? I like Rubio a lot. I really do.
Yeah, he's really
straightforward.
Yeah, I think it might be one of Rubio's guys that'll do it, but Rubio's too valuable all over the world. We really need him all over.
Yeah.
But I think, the next 4 to 8 weeks is a little undefined, but they will put a temporary government together. They have to do something about the Venezuelan military, how they're going to handle them. I don't know whether they disarm them or just exactly how they would handle. That's a lot of unknowns, how that would be done.
Yeah, I know. You'd see when Trump was he was very careful in what he said when he talked about Machado, the woman, and her being the president. But he said they have a vice president. So I don't see that vice president staying in power. But he was very careful.
She's in Russia already.
Yeah, they snuck her out of there. But I did. It's going to be a tough play. I'm going to go with it and just say, okay, I want to hope that he handles it right. I mean, so far, I think he has, and hope that it moves forward and everything works out. But you just got to be very careful because being on the world stage and just doing this to a country and taking, their leader out, because the left is going to go freaking nuts. They already are. Now, we got some clips of that coming up too. So.
Right. The one thing I was a little surprised of, I thought the woman that was in exile was first in line to take over. I forget her name, but she actually won the election against Maduro.
Yeah. And then, I forget her first name. I think her last name is Machado or something like that.
Yeah. Now, I was surprised. I thought she would be, coming back in.
Yeah. I would have thought so too, but I don't know why Trump said it that way. I'm just assuming he's trying to be diplomatic about it. But there is a vice president there, so he is technically in power. So I don't think he wants to go in and say, "Okay, I'm not going to knock out the vice president too." So they got to figure it out.
But I mean, if they put a new government in, why it wouldn't be this woman who's in exile?
I'm assuming it would be. It's going to be.
Okay, because I thought he sort of talked her down. Sort of said unless I misunderstood. I don't know. She seemed to be very popular and so on and so forth.
Well, yeah, she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and she wanted to give it to Trump. So,
yeah.
So I'm sure there's something there. I'll say one thing about Trump. There's nothing that he does that isn't calculated. So I wish I could be the same way. I try to be, but he has the time to do it, and he has people around him to help him out.
Supposedly they've been practicing this for months.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way to do it. And the general there is obviously exceptional, but Raising Cane.
Oh well, he's actually coming up. Oh well, there's going to be Rubio again. Well, let's play the next clip of Rubio, and then you're going to see some Raising Cane coming up.
All right.
Nicolas Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million. And
make sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
don't let anybody claim it. Nobody deserves it but us.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities.
Maduro's got to be kicking himself.
Yeah, I mean, he was offered opportunities, from what we're told, anyway, and he decided.
I'm sure his wife is screaming at him.
Oh no! If I break a vase in the house, my wife is screaming at me, so I can imagine how he's doing right now.
He's in the doghouse.
Yeah. But all right, so we had another one coming up. This one is. Let's play this next clip. This is Raising Cane. It's coming on.
Good morning. Last night, on the order of the President of the United States and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, as the President said, the United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro. This operation, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, was discreet, precise, and conducted during the darkest hours of January 2nd and was the culmination of months of planning and rehearsal, an operation that, frankly, only the United States military could.
So, Jack, I've been saying that a lot. An operation only the United States military could accomplish. Now, I tend to believe that, but I don't know if is that a little too brazen.
No, I mean, look. Remember that he's the same guy that took out Al Qaeda, and everyone said it would be years. And, that was an operation that really was not covered that much it was sort of done, they basically wiped out. They probably just bombed the hell out of them all over the Middle East into oblivion. And they did it aggressively. There was very little U.S. news coverage on that. And there might have been a reason, because it was probably a brutal campaign, to wipe these people out. And likewise for he was the same guy that did Iran, did that whole operation. I mean, obviously this guy is a exceptional, commander, and very, very disciplined about how to go about it. And thank God he is, because that's how you save lives. You do this, you don't bungle it up. I mean, there were probably 100 points of failure during the operation that because they practice so much, they were able to avoid. We're lucky to have a guy like that on our team.
Definitely. I mean, we had General Milley before, but he was part of the botched Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yeah.
You look at.
Well, he's the one that put the generals in dresses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "I want to know what white guilt means, or white rage." I think he said. Like, what do you mean you don't know what white rage is? Like, what are we talking about? And that guy, I don't know. That's how you get Obama. He droned an American citizen by accident. That's how you get Biden after the failed pullout of Afghanistan. He's droned a van full of innocent people that had nothing to do with it because of when they killed the 13 soldiers.
He wiped out a family.
Yeah.
Kids in there, and they were probably coming home from a picnic or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. They had food and water, cases of water in the back, and he droned them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
a stark difference between. And listen, again, I always tell people, I'm not up Trump's ass at all. I think he's just doing a good job, and I think he's tactical in what he does. And you need to be that way. You need to, you play that 4D chess. And so I think he's doing a good job so far.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because he's got multiple fronts going. This is one front. He's got the whole economy as another front. Then he's got Putin, that's another front. Then he's got the Mideast and the Israelis, that's another front. Because that's not quite wrapped up yet, right?
No, it's not.
There's still some open switches there that Trump will close them up very quickly. Again, this is a message to Al Qaeda as well and Hamas. The next phase of the treaty is that the next phase that they're in now or entering into is that Hamas disarms. That's a big step.
No, it is.
That this will be the first ever that they've been without arms. That'll be the end of them, frankly. So, and I think part of this is the economic development over there. They want to turn the whole Middle East into, a resort, basically. Where people can work and
could be.
Yeah,
the potential over there, they could definitely have that.
Yeah,
but they just don't seem to.
Well, I don't want to say resort, but a thriving, thriving society. That.
Yeah,
it's like Israel. Could be like Israel.
Yeah, look at Dubai. I mean, Dubai. That place. I've never been there, but they're building the tallest buildings in the world.
I've actually been to Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually have been in that building. It's called the Burj Khalifa.
Oh, okay.
And it goes up 150 stories high. And you're right. The buildings are so beautiful. You can't take your eyes off of them. They're just gorgeous. This is a very small country that's just awash in oil money. So they would actually build buildings on a slant just for the architectural challenge and just to be cute about it, but it would be an apartment building, and they had another apartment building there that was just beautiful, maybe 40 or 50 stories. And you know how you could go to a restaurant on the top floor and it's slowly turning, so eventually it turns 360 degrees. Every floor turns 360 degrees. So wow. the whole you look at the building and you look at it and then you look 30 seconds later and it's got a different shape. It's a different form. It really is a fascinating country. If you can ever get there, I would highly recommend it. But it is a Muslim country and the women are, second-class citizens. It is a male-dominated society, and but they've got the residents in the form of the palm and a pineapple. Do you know about them?
No.
No, I'll tell you after the next break.
But no, I would love to. I would love to build something like that because I'm a builder, and the tallest building I built was the Comcast building in Philadelphia, and that's 15.
That's pretty impressive.
Feet tall. But
imagine now every floor rotating.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that one, but it'd be great.
Yeah.
But so we're getting a little further in. So we had a couple more clips of Raising Cain. It was 8, 9, and 10. Maybe we can skip over that, and I want to go over to number 11, which it's the first one of the lady with the glasses that looks like Rosie O'Donnell, and she's saying we're going to go to war. So I want to go into that stuff and see the people that are
Colombia, Cuba, Brazil, Iran, Russia. Every single country is calling the attack on Venezuela a criminal act, an affront to their sovereignty. So if you do think this is going to go without having reactions and potential attacks on us from other countries, I really want you to think.
Well, Jack, I think that was Rosie O'Donnell's sister. Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's not Rosie.
She named every one of our enemies in there.
Right.
Of course, every single one of them.
And in the opening clip that you played, Trump clearly talked about taking risk. And yes, nobody's saying there's no risk here. But you have to remember the 300,000 people that are dead, and that these drug dealers are operating with just freely in the United States for 4 years under Biden. And also, he pointed out that Venezuela emptied their jails and their insane asylums and sent these people to America. No.
Yeah.
No more.
He said it for years that's what's going on. And he said, I didn't have the proof at the time, but now I do. And we've seen the Trende Rago here, and and all the damage they did. They took over apartment buildings, and it was allowed under Biden administration. I mean, the women that were raped and murdered, it's disgusting. And that's what happens when you let this go on. And he pointed out, and that people like that, they're saying it's going to start stuff with what? All of our enemies? I mean, I think it's already there. So I don't think you have to worry about that defending our enemies with something like this.
Yeah, I mean, the damage is, what do you think is going to happen to healthcare when all of a sudden you have 24 million people now that are going to the doctors? And just here in New Jersey, you've got a million people that were previously unaccounted for. We're not planning on having them here as guests in the state. They show up at the door and they have flooded our medical system, our hospitals, our real estate, and our government is also providing housing. This is why real estate is just whacked out, because of what they've done. And I don't even want to get on our voter rolls is another thing that's been contaminated, but that's another podcast. But the damage that that Biden has done is immeasurable. You just cannot. It's going to take probably 3 administrations to really clean it up.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I just don't know how people don't see it. I mean, Biden has done so much damage. Not just Biden, but before him too as well. It's been going on for a couple decades, I would say. Trump came in. He was a first timer. As president, he trusted people that he shouldn't have trusted. Wanted to drain the swamp. Then he had his 4 years off. I think Biden cheated to get in, and I will say that wholeheartedly that they definitely cheated. No way he got 81 million votes, most voted for president.
I say the same thing with Mikey Sherrill. I don't think she's a legitimate governor. that's another podcast.
Yeah, I was getting to that too. Saying just like Mikey Sherrill, same thing. But all those 600,000 extra votes out of nowhere when Jack got
719,000 additional.
Yeah.
That's the final numbers. So
it's crazy.
We got to do a podcast on that again.
Yeah, we definitely will. I mean, I did the podcast. I don't know if you saw the one from yesterday. Pete and I was just talking about raising the minimum wage and how it's affecting the middle class. That's another thing. And that's what the Democrats do. And
yeah,
we got to keep fighting on it. So, Justin Murphy from the United States fully support President Trump's actions regarding Maduro. Maduro is a Marxist, criminal, drug kingpin, and inflicted enough misery on the people of Venezuela. That's Justin Murphy. Justin Murphy is running for U.S. Senate, and we both know Justin Murphy.
Yeah.
Now I see Devin keeps putting some stuff in there. Thank you, Devin. Keep adding them. We can only go over so much. So there it is. It's up on the screen. So Jack, I want to go to. It's getting late, so I'm going to go to the next clip. It's another libtard, I'll say.
So we're fucked. We're officially at war with the president of peace at the wheel of the ship with Venezuela. They now have boots on the ground. We're fucked. We're fucked. In my opinion, America is not as secure as everyone claims it to be. And Venezuela can easily get backing from other powerful countries who don't give a fuck about America, especially considering the tariffs that have been going on and all the stuff that we don't know about that goes on behind the scenes with the greatest president, President Dementia. I'm terrified. Like, if you're not worried, you fucking should.
Now, Jack, I'm going to roll through a couple more of these clips real fast to debunk that one. That lady obviously has TDS, saying that.
I the only thing they have now is profanity. They don't have position. They don't have logic. They don't have the law on their side. They don't have America on their side. So they just curse, just throw F-bombs out, and that's supposed to, give them validity.
Yeah, but shit, other countries can back Venezuela, thinking that Venezuela's happy that this happened. So it's like,
I mean, these are people that don't know anyone who has died from fentanyl. They don't know. They're not touched by it. And hey, when you run into those people, the angel moms and the angel dads, changes everything.
It does.
We have to say no. The entire purpose of the government of Venezuela was to pump drugs in the United States of America. That's come to a stop.
Yes, it has.
And we didn't declare war. This was a DOJ were executing a warrant to arrest. This was an arrest. That's all it was.
Yeah, you're right. And you'll see in the late, there's a few more clips in the later ones, you'll see how happy Venezuelans were. But I want to roll in this next clip. This guy is pretty smart. He's going to contest what she just said.
Man, President Trump just that dude. President Trump is the only person that I know that will start off the year by kidnapping his enemies. I mean, Trump went there like a thief in the night and snatched up the Venezuelan president like his ass was a damn baby. He snatched that nigga up like a newborn baby, bro. Kidnapped him. This is by far the fastest war I think I've seen in my lifetime. The 1 hour war. Only Donald Trump would have a 1 hour war. Now, the same liberals that put those Ukrainian flags up, that supported us fighting and using up taxpayer dollars for years and years and years on end, they're going to find a way to twist this and blame Trump. They're going to find a way to make this seem like it's a bad thing. Guys, we just witnessed a 1 hour war. You talk about a show of strength. This just gave us protection like no other. Who wants to deal with a country that can end your shit in an hour? It's a relatively small nation, but Ukraine is too. And look what we did to them. It's a show of force. You don't mess with the United States. Donald Trump is undefeated, bro. I have to overly glaze him right now. Nigga, we just witnessed a 1 hour war. 1 hour. Delta Force came in, picked him up, swooned him like he was a woman, and took his lady too. Not only Trump took him, he took his wife too. He said a family that get kidnapped together, they stay together. Trump ain't playing with them. And for all the black people say, oh, you tap dancing for Trump. What do we want? You a tap dancing for Biden, they both white men. It's beyond race, so goddamn it, yeah, I'm dancing. Nigga, he just ended a war in 1 hour. What else do we want? What else could we ask for? This is how you protect the nation, by showing people don't fuck with us. Who wants to mess with a nation that can end you in 1 hour? Trump's the GOAT. Amazing. That's crazy. No one else could do this, man. Nobody else could do this. And you're going to find out this is a lot deeper than drugs. Election fraud has a lot to do with this. Wait till it comes out. It's much deeper than drugs. It's much, much deeper. There's a lot I can't speak on, but let it be known here. It's much deeper than drugs. And you're going to find out how bad Venezuela is and how much you've been lied to and how much they've been manipulating the world and the United States. You heard it from here first. America up in 3.
Get that man on my podcast.
I think you just have your next Patriot of the Week award winner right there. Whoever he is. That last point is pretty incredible, because isn't Venezuela where all the voting machines came from?
Yeah, they were. What they call the what's the name of the machines? Dominion. Yeah.
I think that it's in Venezuela where all that was.
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, this is going to be open up a can of worms here. Yeah, this is another podcast.
Yeah, exactly. When I found that clip and I saw this guy, it made me think about it. I'm like, I loved what he had to say. You know, and it said, stop with the race. He said Joe Biden was a white guy. And he said we ended the war in 1 hour. You know, he went and snatched him up. It was funny too when he said he snatched him up like a baby. But
nobody cares about color. You know, in the MAGA world, let's put it that way.
No, not at all.
It's only in the woke world. It doesn't matter what color these people are. They're bad people, and he's going to knock them all out, no matter what color they are. You know?
Yeah. If you're a bad actor, then you're going. That's what it is. It's again based on the not based on the color of your skin, but the content of your character.
Yeah,
you know, just like Martin Luther King said.
Yeah,
and that's the way it should be. And I'm so tired of the left just finding anything they possibly can to push race into it, push anything. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. When there's probably going to be protests like Free Maduro in the streets of New York City, I'm sure there is going to be. Like he's a victim, you know. That's the way they work now. They're it's like bizarro world on the left. They're the complete opposite of everything.
Well, yeah, it's an army of unhappy people that are perpetual victims. I mean, there are no happy victims. So if your life is victimhood, you are perpetually unhappy, and you know that's not a good way to live. It's not healthy. You know, these people get deeper and deeper into the hole. So,
no, you're right. So all right, so we had that one. I think there's a couple more clips to play, but I want to just play this next one, and this is the complete opposite of what those lefties were talking about. Look at Venezuela now. And I think it's also Colombia as well. Another one of those. It's Colombia, and there was one other one. We can play them real quick. Oh, this is Venezuela. Really, welcome in.
Venezuela. ¿Listo?
Libertad.
Venezuela.
Al fin, señor, gracias. Gracias, mi Dios.
Los memes de nuestra felicidad.
Al perro
Marco.
Mira cómo fue la.
Atención, noticia. Y este personaje.
Ay, vamos, vamos.
Este venezolano, reuniéndonos a unos venezolanos que por su cuenta quisieron venir y otros que ya estamos.
¿Me escuchás? Informal, ¿no? Pero luego de agosto de 2000.
That's exciting.
Multiple countries are excited about it. But over here, you have these libtards that are going to. Oh my God, it was so bad. Look at all these countries that have been liberated. That's how this guy had his thumb on all of them.
Yeah, I think it's just really exciting for Venezuela. I know it'd be exciting to see them get back to the way they were.
Yeah,
and as I mentioned earlier, Cuba is on the edge here, right on the razor's edge. Something's got to happen there. I mean, I think it's a great day. I think Trump's right about putting a government together. You have to do that. You can't turn around and walk away because you'll just get more cartel people in there running, and you won't advance the ball, so to speak.
Yeah, you see it all over the place. If you remove a dictator and just walk away, then the head of the snake is going to pop back up. So
right.
Get the right people in. And listen, we shouldn't be the world police. We should not be. But sometimes you kind of have to be. And when they're affecting us, I would say, yeah, then we're going to be the world police.
Well, that's the thing. This is all about, the security of the country. And, this is a, easily seen, justifiable attack considering the number of deaths that have occurred. And it's not only the deaths, this breaks up families. It destroys, the fabric of the towns. Entire towns are destroyed. And I think J.D. Vance is his story is, as much about poverty as it is about the drugs that cause the poverty. And this,
When
this you look at Venezuela.
Yeah, you look at our friend Ann Funder. She lost her 15-year-old son. And she's not the only one. I mean, it's across the country, 100,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm sure she's delighted. It's just sad that it couldn't happen, early enough to save her son, but, but it's happened now, and it's going to save many sons in the future. And that's what the libtards are leaving out of their comments. That there's risk. Nobody's going to take action against the United States. It's just not going to happen. They will pay the price. So I think, you may have a lone wolf. I don't know. Nobody really knows. But I think there are definitely going to be some challenges going forward. But Trump's the right guy. If anybody can figure it out, it's him.
I would say so. We're on the cusp of the golden age.
Yeah,
like it was talked about. So hopefully, I hope so.
Yeah,
and Trump needs to keep it steady. He has to make sure before the midterms that the economy is going good because everyone votes with their wallet. I know he's making strides everywhere. Like he's winning here, there, but people vote with their wallet. So that's what he needs to make sure that we get the economy up and running.
Yeah, I think
he's not doing a bad job. I'm just saying we had to dig us out of a hole, but
I think I saw gasoline for $2.57 locally here. That's the lowest it's been. It's sort of fun watching it go down.
Yeah, no, it is fun, and so Mikey Sherrill is going to raise it another 5 cents tax. Thanks for that.
That's right. We're not going to see the benefit of it.
No, we're not. It's like we have all the refineries here in New Jersey, and that's why we always usually had cheaper gas than other places. But they just keep upping the gas tax over and over again, and they're going to do it again. But they did already, actually. So
well, not only that, I think there's a bill in the legislature to fund it's some sort of super fund, climate super fund bank account, and they're going to extract $40 billion out of the fossil fuel oil companies in New Jersey. And they're going to fine them for actions back to 1995 for their crimes against the climate. And that's how they're going to fund this super fund, maybe for more windmills, I don't know, or maybe offset electricity. See, this is called no vision. She thinks that she can lower the electric bill at the cost of these oil companies,
and they're going to leave. I mean,
leave.
Just like in New York with Mondami, all the major companies are going to leave.
Yeah, they're going to leave, or at the very least, they're not going to expand. They're going to expand in other states.
Yeah,
and $40 billion is a lot of money, for these gas companies. So, but this is how you solve problems when you have no vision. You either tax or you penalize.
Yep.
And I think that's what we're looking at here for the next 4 years, unless we can officially get her declared as an illegitimate governor. That's my goal now.
Well, I think she has to serve. She has to be in a year where you can do a recall or anything like that.
Well, no, I want to decertify the election.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, you figure out all the
no recall.
Okay.
I want to decertify the election.
Well, yeah, there's already a lot of votes out there that are fraudulent that we know of. We have to just keep digging, but we need people to help to do that. But I want to tell you, there's there's another clip with Maduro. I want to throw that in there, and then the last clip, and then we're going to do the outro. So this Maduro, I actually forget what this one is. I think it's him in the car driving.
Yeah.
Let's roll this one. No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, it's him coming off the plane. This is him in the United States.
Oh, all right.
And he's blindfolded, and they're taking him down. So he has landed. That's the proof of life that his vice president was asking for.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew it was coming.
He should have taken the deal.
Yeah, he should have. Well, that's how justice is served, and that's what we have to get back to in the United States here. Penalize the bad actors. But Jack, in my past, 25 years ago, I made some mistakes, and I got in trouble, and I got penalized for it, and I deserved it, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
It wasn't that bad. It was just I just got in trouble as a kid, but if I never learned from my mistakes and I was never penalized for it, then I've never changed them. Here in New Jersey, New York, all the liberal areas, the liberal DAs and everything else, and especially in PA even too. They don't punish the criminals, and then they get out, and you see what you see on the girl on the train, the train. All that stuff. We got to get back to common sense, man. And I think this is common sense. Go over there. The guy was indicted in 2020 for all his crimes and everything he did, flooding our country with all these drugs, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and getting rich off of it, being a dictator to his own people, making a bunch of people leave his country. I think it was like a third of the country he forced out.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I heard 25%. Leave.
Yeah, maybe it's 25%. Yeah, it was something around there. I mean, so he's a bad actor. So you gotta, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing.
Yeah. Now, here in New Jersey, when we talk about bad actors, the Immigrant Trust Directive, which is currently a directive by the Attorney General for New Jersey not to cooperate with ICE. The Democrats are going to change that. They have a bill that will change that from a directive to a law. So it will become law probably either in this lame duck, couple weeks, or when Mikey gets in. And that will codify our non-cooperation with ICE, which means all these bad actors that came in from Venezuela, where they've emptied their jails, and these individuals ended up in Hoboken or in Newark or in Cherry Hill, they will be protected by the state of New Jersey. And they'll be protected by law very soon, because the Democrats have the majority. They're trying to push that through. There was a post for the Cooper River, what are they called?
Indivisible.
Yeah. To gather people to go to Trenton to support this. And I responded with my list of murders and rapes that have occurred in the state of New Jersey because of the Immigrant Trust Directive. The Cooper River Indivisible really should rethink their position on this, because it's a danger to the children of New Jersey as well as adults.
Well, they don't care because they're paid. Remember, I talked about it last time.
Right.
The Tesla protest. You were there, and
Yeah.
I'm not protesting Tesla, but you just showed up to see what was going on. Myself and my producer showed up there, and we were trying to interview people. And when I got off the bus, they handed me some paperwork. They handed me that Cooper River Indivisible.
Right.
Say, come collect your $250 for protesting. So they're paying people. So I don't know if it's Soros or whoever it may be. They're all getting paid to do it. So they don't care about the children. They don't care about the people. They're all paid protesters for stuff like this. And it's people trying to destroy the state and this country at any cost.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if all the members are paid. I hope they.
Well, yeah, some are just stupid. So.
I hope they look. The list of crimes that were perpetrated by these illegal aliens are real, and they have destroyed families. And some of the deaths were brutal deaths. The stabbing of a mother and her 3 children, 4 people, 4 dead, 1 adult, 3 babies, by a person that should have been in Mexico, not in Jersey City.
Yeah.
And that is the Immigrant Trust Directive that allows that individual to be, should have been deported. But anyway, that's another podcast.
I know. So anybody out there, everyone's listening, and thanks for all the text from Devin. I appreciate it, and everybody else. If you don't care about life that much, so I said before, people vote with their wallets. All right. And I know a lot of people care about money. And if you don't care about life, you don't care that we're a sanctuary state and you have these bad actors in here. How about if you care about your wallet, we pay $7.3 billion a year to be a sanctuary state and for illegal immigrants. That's $7.3 billion a year. That's just New Jersey state taxpayers. So if you like your money, then maybe you should think differently. So
yeah,
but when you lower everyone's property taxes by over $2,000 if we would pay that money, I would love that.
I think the state constitution says the New York or the New Jersey state income tax is supposed to go right back to help with property taxes. This $7 billion should be going back on top of that to ease the pressure on property taxes. This is not hard to figure out. This is money that is being diverted from our towns, for our roads, for our schools, and being diverted away from New Jersey citizens over to provide food, housing, medical for close to 1 million illegal immigrants in the Garden State that should not be here. So this is common sense. You can't complain about the taxes and still have 1 million people as a guest that you are putting the clothes on their back, the food on their table, and taking care of their kids with amoxicillin and earaches and fevers. We're doing that, right?
Yeah.
So people in Jersey wake up.
Nothing in life is free, and some people seem to think it is.
It is not free. I think who's the economist, Friedman?
Oh yeah, Milton Friedman. Yeah,
Milton Friedman. When he got the Nobel Peace Prize, he said, "Is there one thing that you could tell people about economics?" He said, "There's no such thing as a free lunch. there is nothing free. It's
right.
not free housing.
Yeah.
New Jersey, you're paying for it. It's not free education. We're paying for it. And the illegal immigrants, as many nice ones as there are, they are not supposed to be here. They got to go
because the rent is too damn high."
It is.
So I just want to thank everybody for joining tonight. So it was a special episode because of the Maduro and in what we did over in Venezuela, brought him to the United States for that. He was indicted, and it was an awesome mission that they pulled off. It was amazing, and I'm for it. I mean, maybe not everyone is. I'm sure that we played a couple clips of people that aren't for it, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the drugs not coming into our country and making Venezuela great again, just like making America great again. So I'm about it. So Jack, you just type in your sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. But yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here, and thanks for joining us tonight. And we got one more clip we're going to end with, and then go into the outro. But this
is my favorite clip.
Yeah, well, this one's pretty funny. I found this one, and then we'll go in the outro. So, but thank you, Jack, for coming on. Thanks, I appreciate it very much.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure having you on. You have a lot of stuff to talk about. It's awesome. So, but go to votedamongaldo.com. By the way, everybody out there. So just running for Congress and CD1 in New Jersey. So if you go to votedamongaldo.com, click on that donate button because I'm too broke. We don't have a lot of money. So
yeah, I think
I funded my last campaign. So
aren't the sheets out for signatures?
They are. I've already started collecting the signatures. Yeah.
Okay. So we need to get signatures for you and for Justin Murphy for the Senate. Yeah. So you just take these sheets and you carry them around with you, and when you're with your buddies, you have them sign it, and they can do one for Damon, one for Justin, fill in their information. I think he has to get 3,000. How many do you have to get, Damon?
500.
500. Okay. Well, that's not bad.
So it used to be 250, but now it's 500. But I can't get 500. I got to get at least 7 just in case, and they're
right
off.
Right.
So, but yeah, so doing it again, running for Congress. So I could use the help of everybody out there.
We need good people in Congress and in the Senate. Damon is a good person. Justin Murphy's a good person, and both of them are smart, know what's going on. We need them both in Washington.
Yeah, Justin is awesome, man. He would be a great senator. He just needs to get his butt out there more. Even though he shows up to every event, just needs to be aggressive. And then I know he can be, but when you hear him talk, everything he says, I'm like, wow, man, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, both of you have what it takes, to add to the Congress and the Senate. We got to start winning. That's all there is. Top to bottom, from the president right down to you guys' positions, to the state assembly, we have to start winning. First, we not have to guarantee that the voter registration rolls are accurate, and we don't have any of these 1 million people that are in the state also on the voter rolls, because when they register to vote, there is no hard verification that they are at all a U.S. citizen, and that's a big problem.
You're right about that. The only difference between me and Justin, I'm just a little rough around the edges. I'm a carpenter. I'm in construction. I build commercial buildings. I'm around the guys all day, cursing and everything else. So I got to try to polish myself a little bit. But he's easily polished. He's a lawyer. So. But all right, everybody, thanks for joining on the special edition of the Jersey Shore podcast. Jack, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to play this last clip and then go right to the outro. This is a funny one, so stay tuned. Come on.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. When I mind you rhyme and do like me, it feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homework from the... Yeah. This one's for New Jersey. For every working family that's had enough. Name's Damon, Galdo. And I'm just getting started. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. From the job site dust to the streets of the shore, steel-toed boots, yeah, I know what I'm working for. Middle class hurting, every bill going up, while suits in DC say, man, just trust us. I'm a builder by trade, put my sweat in the ground. Now I'm building up hope for my hometown. Jersey's my home, blue-collar soul. I don't make excuses, I get it done, that's all I know. I felt the pressure, I've lived that grind, trying to give your kids a better life. I won't forget where I came from, man, cause I'm built by work, built by hands. I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not a career man who forgot what hard work means. They talk real big, but nothing ever changes, while Jersey keeps drowning in the same old pain. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah. Donald Norcross been there year after year. Same old story while the struggle's still here. Claims he's for workers, but look around town, rent sky high, grocery bills breaking us down. Where's the relief for the middle class grind? Cause all I see is folks falling behind. I ain't got decades in some DC chair, I got skin in the game, cause my family's here. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Yeah. They had their time, they had their shot. And tell me, Jersey, what have we got? It's time for change, time for a stand, time for a work, and not another plan. Not another plan, not another plan. Yeah! I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. Not some suit who sold you fantasy. We waited long enough, it's time to demand a future built by honest hands. For Jersey strong, for this great land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. Yeah, this ain't left, this ain't right. This is fight for what's right. For every mom working double shifts, every dad praying they don't miss. I'm running for my kids, running for yours, for a state that deserves so much more. Not talk, that's the plan, let's build it back with a working man. For our children's dreams, for a better way, I'll fight for Jersey every day. No empty words, I'll take the stand, cause I'm built by work. Yeah, I'm built by working hands, fighting for working families. While the old guard keeps playing the same old game. But we're done with waiting, done with excuses. It's time for a man who knows how to do this. I'll build a future strong for our kids in this land. I'm Damon, Galdo, built by working hands. New Jersey 1st District. If you're tired of the talk and ready for work, walk with me. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Galdo, Galdo. Make the crowd chant with no music.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Jersey Shore podcast. So please click the subscribe button to get notified of upcoming episodes. If you like what the hammer Damon Galdo talked about, then send the Jersey Shore podcast to others. The hammer also looks forward to your comments during upcoming episodes.